What's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about how to automate your workflows to automatically send cards to your clients. So this is something that's super useful, especially as you start to ramp up the amount of production that you're going to do. So today, being able to send a card to a client makes it super effective in making sure that you do make that contact and add that personal touch. And it's even better when you don't have to do it yourself. We can automate all that and just make it easy. So what I'm going to be showing you today, I'm going to show you one free version that will go off Notion. So if you don't want to pay for a CRM, as well as the software itself, you do not have to pay a monthly subscription. You pay per card. You don't have to worry about adding some subscription that you have to pay for. You don't have to worry about that. You just pay per card, and that's all you have to worry about. And then I'm going to break down the workflow and how you're going to set that up using Zapier. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive on in. So the first one is if you will need Zapier. Okay, so if you go to zapsunlimited.com, you can actually sign up. It's $30 a month for that, and you get unlimited zaps. Okay, so instead of paying per zap and being charged a ton, Zaps Unlimited is going to solve that completely. That's all I use. So when we first do this, so the first one, we're going to have to break down our original template. So when we had it originally, right, our client sales tracker, we have all this. What you're going to need to add is you're going to want to add their address. Okay. Now, when you add their address, you want to add their street, state, zip code, like that. You don't want to add it all into one, because when we import it into Zapier to go to Thanks, we have to make sure that all of those are separate. So if you're going to do that, all you got to do, go over here, we're going to add, and then I would add it as text, and then just add all that information, and that will be totally fine. So you can do that. You can try the address, but it would just change on the Zap. Feel free to do it however you want. So after that, right, we're going to go over here. We got Zaps Unlimited. Now on here, we're going to have our first one, which is going to be Notion. So on this, we're just going to you're just going to set it to where when a new database item is created. So that would be when you add your client to the sold portion. We're going to send that over to thanks.io. That's the program that we are going to use in order to send this. So on that one, we're just going to add it to, this would be approval list, and then we're going to go through. And as you can see here, you can do the complete address. I just typically always break it up. But if you do want to do the complete, you can. Then you're just going to have your street, city, state. You're going to put all that in there on that. And then, so this is just going to add it to an approval list. And then after that, it's going to automatically send a note card. Okay. Now, the next way you can do this is going to be through insurance systems. So in insurance systems on here, so typically you're going to have a booked, missed, quote no sale, underwriting. So obviously I want to send the client a letter once it gets issued, because I know at that point it is going to draft. I want to make sure that I get that card out there. So let's say I book them and they're instantly approved. I'm going to move them straight over to issued. If I sit with them and then it's stuck in underwriting for a little bit, I'm going to have it sit right there. And then I am just going to move it over to issued. And so how this Zap is going to work, right? Our pipeline stage is going to be changed in Lead Connector. So that is me going from into issued. So at that point, then it's just the same automation. So we're going to add it to approval list, take their name, address, etc., and then we're going to send them a card. So that's exactly how that works. So the final part, I'm just going to show you what the software looks like for this type of stuff. So this is called thanks.io. Thanks.io, the reason why I use it is I don't have to pay I don't have to pay a monthly fee for anything. All I have to do is just pay for the cards. Okay, so on here, basically you're just going to have a mailing list. I set mine as approval list and then quote no sales. I do send mail to quote no sales. You don't have to do that. So when you're setting up your thanks.io, for the Zap, the thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a message template, and then you're going to need an image template. Okay. So for this one, I just do a very normal card on that. So this is going to be a note card. So the note cards cost me $2.90 to send. So anytime I do sit with somebody and I do sell them, I make a good chunk. I can spend the $2.90 to send them that. So that just has that. Little tip, it'll say design on Canva. Don't worry about that. Design it on Canva and then import it. So you want to import, because if you do design in Canva on this, it actually won't be in your Canva account. So if you do ever want to make changes to that, you're kind of stuck. So just design it in Canva and then import that into thanks.io so that'll work properly. And so we're going to have our note card here. And then on that, we're going to have our message templates. And so what you're going to do over here, so our approval letter, let's go to edit. All right. So for this one, note card, approval letter. So that's going to be it. This is what it looks like. So it looks good. It's very basic, but again, it's just making sure that we're in front of the client, because again, most people are not going to be sending this type of stuff to clients anyway. So on that, I'm doing mortgage protection. So I just want to say congrats on putting protection in your place to protect your family. Your policy's been approved. So that's just getting to them. So right when it gets issued, they're immediately getting that. So they're probably going to get this before they get their policy packet. But what we're doing is we're just stacking on to reassure the client that they did make the right decision. And most of the time they are going to keep this type of card around. So, they'll probably not save you in their contacts, but they'll probably keep that card around. So if you ever do run into a situation to where your client does need to get a hold of you, most of the time that card is always going to be there, and they'll probably put it with their policy packet in the first place. So it's just a good way to automate, especially with this because you don't have to think about it. It's super easy to do. Once you set it up, see, I've been sending, send. So on that, it just makes your business a whole lot easier and more predictable, just because you don't have to worry about the back end of the business. You can automate that and make sure that everybody does get what they need on that. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed that and found that insightful. If you do have any questions about setting up these automations or anything like that, just ask in the comments below. And I'm more than happy to answer that. Now, if you do want to try out my CRM that I'm building out, I'll put a link for the school server. You can join it. And then if you want to test it out, I'm more than happy to help you guys out. But that's all for today. Please like, subscribe, and we'll have another one for you next week. Thanks.